Our last topic of every show, we go full spoilers on something. And so this week we're going to do that for the Walking Dead comics. So we are both currently up to this cover behind me, issue 164.
Yeah.
So if you read Walking Dead and you're watching this in the future or whatnot, that's where we're going to go full spoilers too. If you're cutting out, if you're not watching this because you want to get away from the spoilers, then thanks for watching. We really
Yep.
appreciate it, and have a great week. Those of you
Yep.
that are sticking around, let's go spoilers in 3, 2, 1. All right, so what do you
Spoilers.
think?
Yeah. Um, pretty sweet. I don't know. I just don't know what to think about Negan.
Right, right, of course. So
Yeah.
it's
I
been a
mean,
while since we kind of talked spoilers for these comic books. So basically, the Whisper War is wrapped up at this point, and we're kind of post that. Uh,
yeah.
they finished it off by throwing that gigantic horde into the Alexandria, and
Yeah.
so now the crew's left
But
kind of
Beta's
dealing with
still
that.
dead. I mean, Beta's still alive, right? And
Beta is still alive, but at the end of that last, like, the sixth episode of the Whisperer War, which said was the end of it, it was basically him and like four other Whisperers were alive, and they were just like,
yeah,
screw it, we lost, but fuck those guys, we're gonna throw this pile of zombies at them and win that way,
yeah,
so to speak.
yeah,
Um, you know, of course, our crew is strong enough to deal with zombies at this point.
yeah.
It was kind of cool, that level of who's the guy with the burn face? Dwayne or
Dwight.
Dwight? Yeah. So when Dwight was like talking with Rick, he's like, "Oh yeah, we got him. We took care of the herds and this and that." And then
Yeah.
like halfway through the conversation, he said, "Yeah, a couple hundred. It wasn't too bad." And Rick was like, "A couple hundred? What are you talking about?" And then all of a sudden
Yeah.
he went running, and they were showing up. I thought that was a cool moment. And then the big thing though is that the whole moment when the herd hits the gate and the gate starts collapsing and Negan takes over.
Yeah.
And
And Rick says, "Listen to the man."
and
You know.
exactly, everybody else is kind of pooping their pants and getting ready to run, and Negan's
Yeah.
like running into battle with the machete and telling
Yeah.
people to get his back and do this and that, and Rick like has this look on his face and says, "Yes, listen to him."
Yeah.
So definitely a turning point for sure.
Yeah.
You know.
For sure. Yeah. 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 I mean, besides the thousands and thousands of zombies, it still continues to seem like it's about Negan. I mean,
Yeah.
yeah. I mean, obviously a big moment for him there. Rick respects him at least in
That
some
much.
aspect.
Yeah.
Yeah, that much. Like, told people to listen to him. So I mean, and then in this last issue, it was kind of all about him and Rick talking, and it's he brought up the point how it was sad that he had to kill a couple people and make the other people slaves to keep them alive. Like,
Not good enough.
yeah,
Right.
he said he wasn't making up an excuse, but come on,
Right.
like, that's is that really what he was thinking when he smashed in Glenn's brains?
Right.
Like, no,
And
I
even if it
mean,
is, it's not good enough.
yeah,
Rick's the opposite, has proved that you don't need to do that to get people to
yeah,
get behind you.
yeah, and then Negan says Rick has showed him that
Right.
he doesn't need to be like that. So is he being honest? I mean, can we trust him?
Right. Yeah, it's
I
crazy.
still don't know.
You feel
I
like
mean,
I feel like if if the storyline, if the Negan arc ends with him being trustworthy, I'll be surprised. Like
yeah,
I feel like it has to go towards Rick trusting him and then him fucking everyone over.
yeah,
You know what I
yeah,
mean? Like that would be the
right,
typical storyline arc for what's happening here. But
yeah,
but you do feel like, I mean, I don't know if I can remember everything, but there was a point where he was in jail, the door was open, he didn't leave.
yeah,
Um,
yeah,
there's been several points where he's been in battle with different groups of people. They're not giving him guns and things like that, and he's still doing acts of heroism to help
yeah,
save people's lives, and not even just
yeah,
him.
yeah,
And then
Yeah, he got accepted into the Whisperers. You
yep,
know, he was basically like second in charge and could have taken them and attacked the whole village. Instead,
right,
he cut off Alpha's head and brought it back to Rick.
right.
And then, yeah, and then in just the last issue, Rick was about to die, and Negan saved him. Like if
Yeah, saved his life
you know,
flat out.
so yeah,
Right.
um,
And made fun of him at the same
so,
time. So it's not like an act. You know what I mean?
yeah,
He was giving him shit and saying like, "You need me to throw you over my shoulder or what? Are we gonna get this together?"
yeah,
And he didn't. So like to me, he's still in character. So it's
yeah,
yeah,
yeah. They've
super
done a really
interesting.
good job at you know making he's done all these good things. Where most stories you would just think, oh, okay, he's good now, but they've done a really good job of just making you really don't fucking know like
Yeah,
what is going on inside of his head. Like
yeah,
after all this time, still really have no fucking clue. Like
yeah. The
crazy.
the one thing that I would say that's not necessarily a negative, but in my mind so far not great, is the whole Lucille background.
Yeah.
Like to me, I did like when he was burying the bat and kind of it seemed like he was having a conversation with the bat, and then at the end of it he makes some comment about like, I'm sorry I named a stupid bat after you. Like
Yeah.
I thought that was really good, and I felt like, to be honest, they should have left it. If you would have just left it at that, like, okay, then cool. Like, this guy's got a heart, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that was clear enough. But they've kind of elaborated on it a little bit since then, in ways that I just didn't think just weren't great. Not really, didn't kind of match his character, you know.
Yeah.
Because there's
Yeah.
one thing that's what kind of keeps you guessing about him, is that when it gets into the thick of things, when it gets into battle, he's still totally crude and totally a maniac about stuff. So don't give him a soft side. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? In a moment when he's talking to himself, that's one thing, but let's not follow that road a little bit too far.
Yeah. Yeah. Don't make that big of a deal for real.
Right?
Yep. I agree.
Totally.
So,
But yeah, otherwise, just kind of to wrap up, like I feel like, to be honest, we've talked about this over and over again. The book continues to be awesome,
yeah.
and
164 issues. Like,
yeah, just really, really great. And in particular, Negan is really great to a level that makes me not like him in the show, or not be as willing to kind of cut him some slack and whatnot, because
yeah.
he's so good in the book,
Yeah.
and so compelling. The whole storyline of what's going on with them right now is super compelling in a way that nothing else really has been in the past. So
Yeah.
it's great.
It is.
Haters
Yep.
gonna
So
hate, but
good.
y'all are missing out on some of the best literature of the current times for sure.
For real. Yep.
Yep.
Yeah. It sucks that it's been going on for so long that you even it didn't make any of the top 10 lists of it, but it's definitely top 10.
Yeah,
That's
for sure.
if not number one. Like
For me right now, it
so,
is number one. You know
yeah.
what I mean? It's the when I get these books in the mail every week, it's the one that boom right away I'm tearing that open, reading it the first chance I get. Everything
Yeah.
else kind of goes into a pile and kind of sits there until I have some free time.
Yeah.
But
For
yeah,
sure.
it's awesome.